Hello everyone, Sentinel2 and welcome to another mod overview, this time on maple syrup. A mod that adds maple syrup, maple saplings, a few items and blocks, the ability to get maple syrup with pancakes, and more. So, what you want to do to start off with is get a sapling that you can find in, say, villages, or possibly even have access to birch trees, as far as I can tell, when it comes to getting maple syrup or sap. So if you just get a sugar maple grown here, as well as a birch tree as well, we'll see what we get. That a bit out of the way. Now, I don't think there is a biome, but I could be wrong. But either way, maple forest grown from saplings found in villages, so I'm assuming it's only that you can find maple trees in villages rather than an entire biome, including some. But either way, you want to have a tree sap item here, which is just 3 iron. If you place it down, you can see it like so. And otherwise, we have a bucket. We can have it sit there, just fill up, and then you can take it away after a certain amount of time. So that should just fill up on its own. Otherwise, once you've got some, you can then obviously put it into an evaporator to give you syrup. So you should just get maple sap bucket or birch sap bucket, and then from there put it in an evaporator. So if we actually get it for either one, just in case, some there, some there. So that's 1 bucket, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 20 buckets you can fit in there. Otherwise, you for the most part want to just use a hydrometer to check the sugar content and possibly light a fire underneath it. So try a flint and steel on that, or just put some coal or something else in it, as it seems to be acting like a machine of sorts. There we go. We get a hydrometer, just like so, and evaporator. You can see 66% sugar content, not so much in there. And you can shift click to find this out instead of automatically just right clicking and going into the interface all the time. So not much is changing here in the smaller one, but there is in the larger one. So that one's taking a while to convert, but this one's probably already converted to some maple syrup, or the other one obviously would be birch syrup. So you just put a bucket use a bucket to scoop it up, because you can't put in the slot there, so I'm not too sure. And throwing it in obviously won't do anything. I'm assuming it should be ready for the most part, or otherwise you just probably use some of the other items. Other than that, you've got the new items, which obviously you can use a bottle to get with a bucket and 3 bottles. We can do the same with birch as well. It doesn't seem to be that you can use bottles themselves on it. Show the sugar content, about the same. And that's ended its cycle. Otherwise though, actually get our hunger down so we can demonstrate what is and isn't consumable. But otherwise, I'm assuming you just, for the most part, try and bucket it up, unless I'm missing something in particular. Or you'd have to send it to there. Because I'm assuming obviously you don't need something like the tree sap to actually get it out, or a tap, or something like that, or a pipe, possibly. So, we'll see what's consumable. So, obviously the bottles aren't, they're really just for crafting. You can obviously make biscuits, candied bacon, pancakes, which is just a pancake mix with milk, sugar in a bucket, which you can get from maple syrup, and a bunch of others. Pancake mix you can't eat, obviously, or consume. Another can of sugar in a bucket. But for the others, obviously, we'll see what we get upon eating them. So regular pancakes give you 3. You've got pancakes with syrup, this gives you 3.5. You've got pancakes with bacon, which is just obviously candied bacon and otherwise. This gives a lot more. Just wait for our hunger to go down again. And any moment now. Candied bacon will give us 4.5, and maple biscuits, just in case I forgot. Fills up a little bit. And yeah, otherwise though, that's pretty much it. You obviously can use the log as just decoration, or for smelting or power, I guess, in a combustion generator. You'd obviously get different types of leaves. I'm assuming this may be differing based on what color it spawns with the tree. That's just my assumption though. We'll see though if we get the same leaves, or it's biome dependent or season dependent, I'm not sure. But we'll see what we get for the most part. No, so different upon which you spawn, it seems. Okay. So different leaf types for decoration if you wish. And obviously you might just likely get the same sapling, of course. Other than that though, there is many configs. So you've got the ability to obviously look at the input fluid, which is obviously birch sap fluid, and the output is obviously the syrup rather than the sap fluid. You've got the ratio of how much I'm assuming it produces from the tree tap, as well as the end concentration of the sugar, as well as the material name, which is sugar, and the speed modifier of either how much it's producing or the sugar multiplication process, I'm not sure. Obviously you've pretty much got about the same but kind of different results based on the ratio between birch and maple. Everything else is pretty much about the same besides the obvious of it being maple versus birch syrup and sap fluids. And then other than that, you've got the block that it's considering for producing the sap and how much it will produce. So obviously it will produce 200 at a certain ratio of how much it does or doesn't probably consider it, the multiplier at which it produces, and obviously it'll give you sap fluid with a birch wooden log, considered vertically though, not horizontally. And the same pretty much here. It's producing obviously 200. It's considering it only if it's on a y-axis or vertical. I'm assuming it may only consider it possibly if it's a tree rather than just logs, but we'll see if that is also the case. Gotta go wood for that because it's not 114. I'll get a tree tap for both of these. Let's see what produces. So Ken's still there, but either way. So this seems to be finished. We can take it off and it's good to go. Try and put it back on, obviously we won't consider it. And that also seems to be done as well. And you obviously can place in the world if you want as well. You can't drink it though. I'm assuming the same with these. The sugar in a bucket, not likely. The maple buckets as well. Syrup and sap. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.